So when this video ends, you'll be taken to a screen that looks like this, Student Import Fields. And basically what you're going to do is copy columns from a spreadsheet and paste them into the corresponding columns here on this screen. It's important, though, to have the data in the spreadsheet formatted properly. And there's a few little kind of things you have to really make sure before you paste them into these columns. So it's important just to kind of watch this next part of the video. So I'm going to go to a spreadsheet, and let's say an administrator or office or whatever sends me this spreadsheet has my class. And well, maybe I teach the whole school. I'm a specialist. And if I look down, I have maybe, like you see here, maybe one class, and then I just made this kind of separate little class, say 3 Roberts, and there's just 3 students in it, but let's pretend there's 25, and then another class, 5 Kelly, and let's pretend there was another 25. This could be the whole school. It's important to clear out any information I don't need. So if for some reason I get everybody in the school and I only teach one class, then it's important to remove or delete all the other rows that I don't need. So if I didn't need these ones, I could select, go down here, tap on the edge, and you'll see delete 9 rows. I'm not going to press it. And that would get rid of those. And I would just have my one class. If I teach maybe only the 4, 5s, and 6s, again, I would just get rid of all the other students. It's also important to make sure there's no spaces in between classes with titles like you see 3 Roberts or 5 Kelly. So I'd really want to get rid of these 2 rows here by tapping and deleting those rows so that really all the students are together. So I could just do 2 at a time, or just tap and get rid of each row. So delete that row, tap and delete that row. So now all my students are together in assessment tracker, and then they'll be separated into classes. So you don't have to worry about that. So no spaces. It's okay to have like a space in the emails, because not every parent's going to have an email address in the system. So they can be blank. So let's start. I'm going to go first name. So I can start at the top or I can start at the bottom. But I want to drag down and just copy at where it ends, my very last student. I'm going to stop, tap, copy. I'm going to press the home screen to go back here. And I'm just going to tap in first name. And down at the very bottom, there's this little kind of clipboard thing. I can tap that and it pastes that in, or I could have just held down in that cell and pressed paste, either one. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click on Bats. And you'll notice on this first one, I went down to row 24. You can see Bill is on row 24. I want to make sure that from now on, I go down to row 24 every single time, even if there's no data in it. Like as in email 1 over here, you can see this column here. If you go down to 24, there's no data there. I'm still going to go down to 24. So 24 is going to be where I stop every time. So I'm going to go to Baths, I'm going to go down, stop at 24, and I'm going to copy that. Because basically for every row, it creates a new record. That's why we wanted to get rid of those miscellaneous titles like Roberts or the blank ones, because it'll create a new record there and it'll be a blank student in the system. And that's why I'm not taking the headers here like last name or grade. I'm starting at the first student and just taking the data I want. But now I got to be consistent. It's already going to create from 2 to 24, so it's going to really create 23 records. And from now on, I got to put 23 pieces of data in every time. So I'm going to go to last name, tap, paste. And the next one is class code. So I'll go back here. Now, my next one on here isn't class code. So it's over here. Just make sure you're grabbing the right one. To be safe, you could, at the beginning, you can tap up the header here, and you could drag these over to the right spots at the very beginning and just make sure that way you're not making any mistakes. but you don't have to. So I'm just going to go down here, tap, copy this, and I'm going to paste that in class code. Grade is next, so I'm going to go over here, I'm going to find grade. Oh, grade happens to be the next one. And go down, make sure I don't go past 24. I want to go right to 24. Tap, copy, go back, tap, paste. Now I'm going to get gender, go to the top, drag down, tap, copy, and go here, tap, paste. And I'm going to go to Guardian or email. So let's say this is the Guardian 1's first email. I'm going to go down here. If you don't like, if you want to be able to read it better, I mean, you can drag the cells out a little wider, but it doesn't make any difference for this program here. So I'm just going to copy, tap and copy this. Again, making sure I went down to row 24. It's important to make sure you do that. And go back, tap, paste. And it's fine if that looks like it goes down really far, that's okay. And then the last one, I'm going to tap here. And even though it kind of ends right there, I'm going all the way down to 24. Tap, copy, and go here. So if I had, and then I'll paste. So if I had an A, and I'm going to just tap at the top to get out of that. If I had 230 students, I'd be going down to 232 every single time. Just make sure you're consistent with that. That's one of the most important things. So now I'm going to press submit, and it says this process will remove any student data in assessment tracker. That means if there's any information, any student information in assessment tracker right now, it's going to wipe it out and replace it with this. And that's why if let's say your administrator sends you in the information for your class in spreadsheets, and they do like a different spreadsheet for every class, you're going to have to copy each class and paste them into one spreadsheet, because if you just do one at a time, it's going to just keep replacing and erasing each one. So you're just still going to end up with one class at the end of it all. So you're going to make sure you put everyone into one spreadsheet and do it all at one time. And I'm going to press OK. And then this is my setup now, my class.